a nice guy that keeps watching the girl you like get attached to toxic men, you might want to listen up. Today, we're talking about why women love toxic men. Whew, I'm gonna need it. Now, the obvious is that we want to change them. Think of that one thing you were never able to achieve in life. And remember how it felt so good when you finally succeeded? That's why. We want the experience of successfully attaining that thing we couldn't get. When something isn't easy to get, we want it more. Next, usually we feel bad for them. It's not so easy to leave them when we become so invested in their story. Usually this story involves some level of loneliness, and we feel like if we leave them, even though they'll run straight to the next girl, at the end of the day, they'll wind up alone. And the thought of that makes us feel guilty. We like the intensity. Healthy relationships don't have those same intense feelings of toxic relationships. There's no peaks and valleys. It's pretty stable. Although there are low lows in a toxic relationship, the dopamine during those highs becomes addicting. We don't feel like we can get anyone else. Usually that feeling becomes more prevalent the longer you're with a toxic guy. You can't imagine yourself starting over. And the thought of being alone is really scary. And that person has convinced us that they're great. And we believe it. Although it's frustrating to watch people you care about winds up in this cycle, if you're a non-toxic guy watching this, there's hope. This cycle doesn't last forever, and I'm an example of that. You eventually hit an exhaustion point of no return. And although there's a lot of healing to be done after the fact, the good guy always wins.
And here's a secret that many guys don't know, especially in today's day and age, is that women love nice guys. We may not understand how much we love and appreciate them until we're a little older, and we've gotten that sort of asshole phase out of our systems. I'd say by our late 20s, early 30s is the point in our lives when we're just exhausted by the jerks, and we have no time in our lives anymore for them. So we really start looking for men who we know will be great long-term partners, aka nice guys, right? And that's you.
A real boy needs a real name. Dying for the right cause is the most human thing we can do.
Got her name? All right. Joe.
Maybe we'll be satisfied with their product. I love you.
Welcome, my friends. My name is Antoine Phoenix, and this is my RP experience. Peace and love to all my brothers and sisters. If this is the first video that you are seeing of me, Happy New Year's. Get your New Year's resolutions out and hopefully stick to them, because I know a lot of people will start doing that stuff for maybe a week or a month, and then you still fall back into the same pattern. Anyway. Thank you for hitting the like button, subscribing, sharing, and turn on all notifications so you know when I have a whole new video up. Today's video is going to be about why women tend to choose emotionally unavailable men. Now, of course, though, sometimes this is the bad boy thing, but sometimes I think it's deeper than that, because not all women go for the worst scum of the earth, but sometimes they'll get with men that's like, if they're a loving person, or either if they're going to show that side of being loving and kind, they will show that to man that is trashing them. Now, men do this as well, but men, like, I can more easily see why men do this, because Men will do this for one or two reasons. And this can also be a woman's reason. A man will do it if he had a domineering type of mom, and he will look for that same woman that his mom was to him, th- both the positive and negatives. So if she was always ball busting him, he will tend to get with a woman that's ball busting him as well. Another reason is if that woman is very attractive, is definitely his type. Me or you may not think that she's very attractive, but if he thinks like, wow, this is the best I've ever got, or either this is one of the best women I was able to bag, then he'll let that woman get away with way too much and walk all over him. I know I did that with my ex-wife because she was one of the most attractive women that I was able to get at that time. So uh yeah, so it is something to that. But anyway, I have a video by Repkin Fish, and we're going to be watching that, and I'm going to be critiquing certain things because this is definitely more his style or something, because he is totally savage on this one. But there's some things I think he kind of missed a little bit. But hey, we'll watch, and you can agree or disagree.
36-year-old single woman asks, "What's wrong with me? Why am I single? Why don't I have a man?"
Maybe I'm just a good woman.
And it's a good question. Why doesn't she have a man? Women are promised everything, but what do they do when they don't get what they were promised?
One of the things that haunts me because I'm 36 and I'm single is
Okay.
what the hell is wrong with me? What's wrong with me? And for some reason, the last month I've been thinking about this a lot. Like, what is so wrong with me? What the hell is wrong with me?
But what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Lovely woman. Clearly, she's not bad looking. Come on.
What the hell is wrong with me?
So visibly, we can say it's not your looks. But what else is it? What could it be? She's crazy. About this woman that's making her and keeping her single at 36. High demands, low potential. She could be crazy. You don't know. She could be crazy. A lot of chicks are crazy now. That's why it's easy to be single. Like, yo, I'm good with crazy women. I can't. I'm good. Could she be crazy? Possessive? Overbearing? Annoying?
Always the man's fault.
Yeah, she could be many things, but why is she single at 36?
What the hell is wrong with me? Why? I can't make something work. And, you know, the two loves of my life, I had children with them. They broke my heart, like big broke my heart, you know?
Oh, broke her heart. And she's a single mom as well.
Damn. So, baby mom and two baby fathers. I'm out with that. Now, because I have one kid, to be fair, if she has one kid, then fine. But if she has two kids, especially two baby dads, that's probably somewhat still in the picture or stuff. And like I said before, it's not the fact that women have kids, it's the fact that it makes my job doubly hard to come in and try to parent that kid, and then that kid can always turn around and say like, you can't tell me what to do, you're not my dad. What guy wants to hear that? Now, unless if the mom comes in and be like, hey, you gotta listen to him, or she somewhat backs you up to a certain degree, then that's totally different. And I think you don't go through this problem if the kid is really young. But once they are conscious, they know who their father is, and they don't like you. This is not in, and that's the thing too that women don't never think about. When a new guy is coming in, you gotta like the kid, but does your kid like the new guy? He might not like the new guy, and he can somewhat, or she can somewhat blow it up or make it more difficult.
Okay. The picture is slowly forming. Okay.
And my 2 older kids, their dad, I met him when I was like 22, I think. And he'd come home and I'd be all excited to show him, like, look what I made, honey. I like got this recipe and da-da-da-da. And he'd take a bath, and like, he's a bath guy, and I'd sit on the toilet and we'd talk, and he was one of the loves of my life. And it got to the point where he's like, get the fuck out of the bathroom, Dana. I don't want to talk to you. Can't you just leave me be? What the hell is wrong with me? Wrong with you?
Exactly, he's trying to bathe, and you burst in on him, trying to take a poo, drop a load, and talk to him at the same time. No, woman.
But I couldn't hold it in any longer.
It's disgusting. Obviously, that's not what she was doing. But yeah, you can only imagine.
You always have to be up my ass. And I was like, but I thought me sitting on the toilet talking to you was like our time. Like, this is our thing.
Not if you're pooping.
It's our thing. You used to love this.
Okay. In this situation, I understand both the man and the woman. Women, you have to understand when a man comes home from work, he just got in, and you barrage him with a bunch of, usually, well, for me, it always was the complaining. I know my woman needed to talk, and I always made time to talk to her, even if I didn't feel like it, because I knew that was her thing, that her way of connecting with me was like chatty Cathy type of thing. Now, women gotta understand, most men cannot do this. And I would say for men to try a little harder here, because if she's talking to you and like, okay, and I'm going by what she's saying with this, and I know I say that at times women do like leave things out or don't tell the whole story. They usually do tell the full story with things like this. So, the only thing though, she may not be saying if she's complaining. So I know for me, I don't like if a woman's complaining, especially when I get my freaking foot in the door. But if she just wants to talk about her day or something like that, I mean, now I may say like, hey, can I have like a minute? I love you. I just need to decompress or something like that. It's not you. I just really need to do this right now. But I don't think the way that he did it, and I do believe he did it in that kind of way. I just don't know what she was talking about exactly, but that was kind of harsh in a way, and he let it go. Or either it was just one of those things that both men and women do this shit, that the things that you did in the beginning, like whether the dude being overly romantic or the woman putting on the sex real hard, and then you pull back, like you stop doing the things, like going down on him or something like that. When you totally just stop doing something, the other person's going to look at you like, hey, what's going on here? She used to do this all the time. He used to do this all the time. They used to like this. What's the problem now? Is there somebody else in the picture? And that's always the thing. Like now, when I notice a shift with somebody, is there somebody else in the picture now?
Used to love me doing this.
Not if you're pooping.
And I would like drop hints. We'd go to church and the sermon would be like straight for him, And I'd be like praying to God, God, please let him hear this sermon. Let him hear this sermon. And after the sermon, I'd be like, what'd you think of it? What'd you think? Do you like church? And he'd be like, I'm hungry. Can we just go? Little tiny breaks like that, it changes you. And then you're broken from that. And then you go to another relationship and you fall in love with that person. What the hell is wrong with me?
Oh, lovely woman. So an interesting point here is she wasn't dating many men. I mean, we don't fully know. But from her story so far, she's been with 2 men long term so far. And that's good. None of that stops her from being dateable. However, she does have kids. Now that may make a lot of dudes, it will make a lot of dudes think differently about her. It's like, oh, you're a mom. You're a mom.
It's a package deal.
Spicy.
That means I'm always going to come third, fourth after the toilet.
Bruh.
So her being a single mother, that's a turn off for a lot of men already. And she's 36. Not saying she's old. Of course she's not old. But for some men who may want to start a family, yeah, it's like, no, woman. No. We can have fun. It's a lovely woman. We can have fun. But
nope.
Yeah. You've probably got to get home to your kids. haven't you?
And the betrayal is even bigger. I remember like after I got hit, I was like, what do I do now? I'm supposed to leave him, but what do I do? I can't leave him. I love him so much. And I didn't even have the power ultimately to leave him. No, he left me. He took my dignity and then he left me. And you do all the things. You do the codependent no more. You do the workbook. You read. You pray. You go to church. You ask for healing. You go to therapy. You go to therapy every week. I had to pay $100 a week for therapy. I did that for a year and a half. Went every single week. And then I'm still walking around like with an emptiness. I'm like, okay, I'm better. But there's a void still.
All right, let me stop her for a second. Do you know, this woman is giving off a vibe. Not saying this is what she's like. I'm just saying...
What the hell is wrong with me?
She's giving off a certain sort of vibe. Not being rude to her, she's giving off a sort of naive vibe.
That's fucking ridiculous.
Somewhat gullible vibe. A woman like this, once she's locked to you, once she likes you, infatuated with you, she's in love with you, hooked to you,
I need him.
yeah, it's over. It's over. It's over. For her, it's over because you can get away with so much as a man. So much. I mean, she even tells you she knew she should have left her ex, but no, it got so bad that he left.
What the hell is wrong with me?
He left her. So my point is, women like this, lovely woman, using her as an example, women like this are very naive and very susceptible to a man who understands how to make her feel good for a period in time. Not saying that these men were bad. Not saying that, but she's trying to figure out why she's still single at 36. Why? When the question should be, how gullible is she as a single mother? How easy is she as a single mother? Is she easy? Is she difficult? Is she desperate?
What the hell is wrong with me?
This woman stayed with a man she could have left and found a better man. But she stayed there, and I believe in that time she stayed with that man, she lowered her opportunities with other men.
This is trash AF.
Because it seemed like she didn't care about herself enough to leave.
And I'm praying to God like, God, fill me, fill me, fill me. And then you go numb. You go completely effing numb. But you have this longing. You're like, but I want to be with somebody. I want to have a life with somebody. And my two older kids are going to be teenagers soon. And they'll be out of the house before I know it. And I'll still be...
Fill me, fill me, fill me.
Pacing around this effing house. Sad and alone, I fear, because I'm so scared to love that I won't. I push it all away, you know? Or I subconsciously choose emotionally unavailable men because they're safe.
Gotcha.
There you go. Thank you. Thank you.
Because they're safe.
Thank you, lovely woman. I did not see this part of the video. I did not see this part, and she answered the question herself.
Emotionally unavailable men.
Because they're safe.
What the hell is wrong with me?
Answer again for me.
I won't. I push it all away, you know? Or I subconsciously choose emotionally unavailable men because they're safe. Safe.
Safe.
Exactly. 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 They're safe. They're safe.
Safe.
She does, like I said, she does give off a naive, gullible vibe. I'm not even saying, again, not saying it to be cruel. I don't know this woman. But think about this. A lot of men that may see this woman, interact with her for a bit, they may get the same vibe. So think about this. There are so many emotionally unavailable men out there that could get this woman. They make her feel comfortable. They give her situations that she's used to. That simple thing right there is why a lot of women will never find a man who treats them correctly.
Suck it.
They're not built for a man to treat them correctly. They're built to seek emotion from an emotionally unavailable man.
Safe.
Thus, they will forever be chasing, ever pursuing, but no man is ever going to look at her like she's worth what she thinks she's worth.
Why? Safe.
Because she's showing them she's worth this little. You can get away with this much. So at least she's honest. Lovely woman.
And this is the only thing really in my life that I wish I could go back to. I wish I could go back to the old Dana. I wish I could go back to the girl that could be vulnerable. And if he wanted to take a bath, I would just go and plop on the toilet seat and be like, hey, tell me about your day. I love you. Let's love each other, you know? And I don't think I can ever do that again. And I fear I will be left this way forever. Or I will settle for a relationship that I'm not getting fulfilled, but he doesn't hit me And so I can have somebody that sleeps next to me.
That's sad. A sad reality is a lot of women have been so down bad and desperate that they have let men walk all over them.
I know there was a clip that I had the sunglasses off. Yeah, I was shifting and I like what I say, so I wasn't going to do that clip over. Okay. Repton Fish gave her like the tough love right there, but however, okay, we gotta keep this like real 100. When a woman leaves a man now in this space, we are slamming her, saying like, "Oh, that was the plan all along. She wanted to just get the kid and then just leave." Now, of course, though, she said one guy left her, not the other one. So I guess she must have left the other dude because she didn't say so. Um, I think she's somewhat being truthful, more truthful than most women that make these kind of videos because she did not totally slam her exes. She just said that one thing that she kind of needed, uh, that connection thing. Her connection, her love language must be like talking. So she needed to talk, and he talked at first, but after a while, he got tired of talking to her, and then it fizzled out. So yeah, what to do with that? I'm not going to look at that as totally her fault. In a way, I don't know how her father was, and this is why, if I did not say before, because I say how men may go for certain types of women. Women are the same way. They'll either let a guy that's really attractive get away with a bunch of shit, or either, depending on their relationship with their dad, they will, even if they hate their dad, their relationships are going to mimic that relationship. So if her dad was like a real asshole to her, and they can't stand each other, she's going to pick a man that's going to have that same type of energy, even if she instigates it and makes that man be like her father is with her to a degree, not maybe exactly, but to a to a degree. Okay, why can I not say that? I can see that's how my relationship with my ex-wife turned toxic because of her relationship with her dad. That, yeah, that was what it got steered to, because I wanted it to be something else, but it I let her steer it that way. So, and I had only two choices: either leave or either get in the sand pit and play around with her. So that was the two choices right there. Yeah, the woman has two kids. She wasn't really man bashing here. Uh Now she was asking, is something wrong with her? Now she wasn't laying out her faults. I mean, is she conscious of? Because I'm pretty sure she has some faults. Oh, and it was one other thing she said about being clingy. Look, I said before, I'd rather a woman be in the middle, like being able to show love and then back off, because that's what I try to be. I definitely try not to be clingy. You know, yeah, I'm trying to think. Maybe my first early relationships, maybe I was a little clingy, but I learned real quick that that's not the way to go with women. Now, as men, because we like the intimacy from the woman, we will put up with the clinginess. And in my case, if I have to pick between the two extremes of her being having apathy, not really like just being there, like she just looks good, and she, when she wants something, she'll come up and rub my back, be like, hey, can I buy this, or can you get this for me, or I really need this, or something like that. Or do I rather she be up my ass. Now, the only thing though, I will say usually women that's like clingy all over you or something, they do tend to be jealous. So that's probably one thing she probably did not mention in there. I haven't seen a woman that's like real clingy is not jealous. Okay, so that's the thing too. People just need to be more balanced out here. You know, get like if you're real strong in showing love, get a little bit more strength in being able to step back and give them space. Let them miss you, in so many words or something. Because that's usually what I do now. Like, I'll try to fill out to see like what the woman wants and needs from me. And then when I'm trying to be like all loving and she kind of rejects me in a way or something like that, I'll be like, well, that's the last time I will do that until she comes to me. And usually it doesn't happen like that. Usually she will never make the move to make me come back to her. And usually I will keep that kind of distance. I think that's how some of my relationships has fizzled out too. And probably my part with not having communication. So lack of communication, but that's something I worked on. So now I'll say something, and that way we can get to the finish line a lot quicker. So if we're going to split or go our separate ways, instead of like, because that's the thing with miscommunication or not communicating, you can keep this going on for a while until it's forced to come out, and then you're like 10 years in and 2 or 3 kids in, and then you find out this stuff like, oh, I didn't know they didn't like me not going out. I didn't know she was that affected with me looking at adult entertainment or something. So these are things that we need to figure out. But anyway, give me a like, a subscribe. Have a good day. I have to get ready for the day. I have a long day today. And I'm pretty sure you do too. God bless.
Later. I love you.
Whoa. Did you actually just say that?
Yeah, I guess I did.
Well, I love you too.
See you later. I love you.
We do not live by your rules, dirty word. Your ego has driven you out of truth. You only played yourself, got no game.